I'm really excited to try this whiskey. Scale of 1 to 10 is how we rate all whiskeys.
Jay's quite old, so a lot of us don't get his jokes.
Keep your distance.
Her name is Alex, which is a great name for a girl, I think.
So we're getting a little bit tipsy. All right, guys, well, welcome back to the Craft Whiskey Boys. Jay, Solly, 2-minute review where we do no cuts, no edits.
Real name, no gimmick.
I think we're on our 6th today.
Really
so and each one we've drank at least 2, 3, sometimes 4 glasses of it. So we're getting a little bit tipsy. Not to say that's gonna detract from our palates, but for him, it's definitely gonna detract from his funniness.
So this is a request by one of our viewers, Sexton Single Malt. Reasonably new. I think they've spent a lot on branding. I know the bottle design was 100 grand.
I'm really excited to try this whiskey.
Bottle design.
I'm not a massive fan of the bottle design. The guys who own this is not on you. Stranger and Stranger have done some great bottle designs.
They have.
And maybe it was asked for this. I tell you what it does do, it stands out, and everyone that I've showed this to was like, oh, whoa, that's a cool bottle, that's cool.
It does stand out.
It is polarizing. I'm not a
It's not to my taste. They do some great designs, and I would hire them.
Stranger and Stranger?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but they're
This
very,
one's not
I
fair.
wouldn't. I wouldn't hire Stranger and Stranger because they're fucking way too expensive. No disrespect to you guys at Stranger and Stranger, but you charge 100 grand to design a bottle. We've got Tiago Russo in-house that designs it for a little bit less than that, and he's really good. It's cool. It's just not my favorite looking bottle, but I tell you what, most people that I show it to, they do love it. It is cool.
So someone commented in our comments and asked us to review this. So do me a favor, guys, if you have another one, just comment below.
Yeah, please do. So let's pour it. 2 minutes, no cuts, no edits. Everybody knows the rules. Hey, Dave Portnoy. Nobody will get that unless they know what I'm talking about.
Jay's quite old, so a lot of us don't get his jokes.
This isn't an old joke. He just doesn't watch Barstool Sports like I do. All right.
I got better
We are going
things
to
to
bring
do.
in the lovely Alper.
Sexton 2-minute review.
That's all he gets paid for, literally. That's what he does. And he then turns on an iPhone and times it. The 2 minutes started?
And then he
oh,
just
they've
reads
already
the
started.
DMs. Oh, God.
Ooh. All right, so on the nose, here's the thing, right? When I was reading their website, it said that they were, it looked like the wording they were using by way of the river that the whiskey's distilled from made me feel like it's the Bushmills because of the river that runs through there and the different things, the different pieces that come off it. But I tell you what, when I smell it on the nose, it smells like a West Cork whiskey. Now, I'm not saying that it is a West Cork whiskey. It just smells like one.
I'm just getting apple and cinnamon.
I get that really big time too, massively.
It's like really fresh apple.
Yeah, it's like an
green
apple pie, like a
Yeah.
nice apple pie. Like it's really, really cool on the nose. But it reminds me of that, but I believe that it's a Bushmills and I could be completely wrong with
There's
that.
a bit of mint in there as well.
What's the guy's name? Alex, is it Alex Thomas? That's the blender?
Alex Jones.
No,
Key snowboarder.
I believe
So it's one of the only female master distillers in Ireland, I believe. Her name is Alex, which is a great name for a girl, I think. Shit, I forgot there's no cuts, no edits in this.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so on the nose, I really like the nose. On the palate, I'm gonna go, what is this by way of ABV? It's 40%.
Is there some dried flowers in there as well?
It's a little bit young for me on the palate, because it's not a bad Irish whiskey at all. It's just a little bit young on the palate for me, but then again, it's also not 100 quid a bottle. It's not stupidly expensive. It's really well priced, it's really well designed, and I do like the nose. The finish is nice as well. Not a big fan of how it came across the palate that time, but I've just given it a touch of water to open up those micelles.
Well, that went quick.
Yeah, that went
a
really
bit of
well
caramel,
across that.
a bit of pepper,
Yeah.
medium finish. Quite nice.
Yeah. For a single malt Irish whiskey, well, let's go. Solly's a little bit tipsy now. We might have to sit him down in a minute. He's on his 6th whiskey
I'm fine.
review of the day. This is what happens when coronavirus starts to come in and we're like, oh shit, maybe in the next few days a lockdown's gonna be called in England. That's what we're worried about. So we're trying to like crunch in, like, you know, before a test, cramming. Keep your distance. Yeah, this coronavirus thing is gonna be a bloody nightmare, I think. That's my prediction anyways. It's gonna hit people harder than I think they thought it was gonna hit them. Okay, so here's my score on this. It's a very young Irish whiskey, in my opinion.
I'm gonna score it first.
But then again, I knew that because just because there's no age statement, That doesn't mean necessarily it's a bad whiskey. Never. I prefer, I'm really happy that they didn't put an age statement on this because it's worth...
It's a 6.8 out of 10. 6.8.
That's a good score.
Yeah.
That's a good score. I was at about the same, I'm about 6.9 on this, which is actually strong. So...
He's always 1 point ahead of me.
I could have went below him, but I didn't want to do that. But I tell you what, I'm gonna drink another little bit because it's nice.
Yeah, it's actually all right, I like it. Easy to drink.
For a single malt Irish whiskey that's below 50 quid, you're not gonna probably get better than this. So I would recommend get out, buy this. Sexton's a nice whiskey. I've never met the people really behind this whiskey. I'd like to meet them one day.
If you like cool, try-hard things to look at, then buy this. And if you like pretty decent whiskies, also buy this.
Yeah, I don't think try hard. I don't think that's where they were going. I'm gonna call you out on that one, mate.
Well, look, it's got a guy with a skull and a hat.
But it's
what does that even mean?
It may, well, wait, did you look into the story of them? I haven't, but have you looked into the story? It might be.
Certainly have not.
Well, see, when he drinks whiskey, he gets a little bit aggressive, a little bit nasty. But this is cool.
6.9 total, average between the two of us. Pretty good review, pretty good score, sorry. Bottle, some people are gonna love it, some people are gonna hate it, like us, but the actual whiskey inside is decent.
It is, they put some money into it. So they've made a single malt, which is not cheap to make. They made a cool bottle, which is not cheap to make. They've sherry finished it. Again, that's not cheap to do. This is a good whiskey for the price point.
They've marketed the shit out of it as well. Everyone in Ireland's definitely heard of the Sexton.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'd say.
I don't know if it's that mainstream, but I would definitely pick up a bottle.
Not worldwide, but
What was the score again that we gave it? 6.9?
6.9.
Well done, guys. Tell us what you think of this if you've tried it, because it's definitely worth trying if you haven't. Give us your score below. Subscribe if it's YouTube, if it's Insta, share it, follow.
Tell us to drink responsibly if you want us to.
And then check out Alper too. Look how good looking he is. Better than us. He should be the one on camera.